king had more affected the Duke of Albany than Cornwall.
It always seemed so to us, but now, in the division of the kingdom, it appears not which of the dukes he values most.
Is not this your son, my lord?
His breeding, sir, has been at my charge. I have so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I embrace it.
I cannot conceive you.
Sir, this young fellow's mother could, whereupon she grew round-wombed, and had, indeed, sir, a son for a cradle ere she had a husband for her bed. Do you smell a fault?
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
But I have a son, sir, by order of law, some year elder than this, who yet is no dearer in my account. Though this knave came something saucily to the world before he was sent for, yet was his mother fair. There was good sport at his making, and the horse-son must be acknowledged. Do you know this noble gentleman, Edmund?
No, my lord.
My Lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
My service is to your lordship.
I must love you and sue to know you better.
I shall surely deserve it.
He hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again. The king is coming.
I tell the Lord of France and Burgundy,
I shall, my lord.
Gloucester, yeah. Now, meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the knife. Know that we have divided into 3 our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to check our care and business from our age, conferring them to younger strength, where we unburdened grow towards death. Our son of Cornwall and our no less loving son of Albany, we have this our constant will to publish our daughter's several dollars that future strife may be prevented now. The 2 great princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals in our daughter's youngest love, long in our court, have met their amorous surgeon, and here are to be answered. Tell me, daughter, since now we will divest, both of us, all the rules, the interest of territory and cares of business, which of you, shall we say, doth love us most, that we, our lascivious bounty, may extend where nature married a church. Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than words can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty. As much as child e'er loved, or father found, a love that makes breath poor, and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you.
What shall Cordelia speak? Lavin be silent.
Of all this bound from this line to this, we make thee lady to thine Albany issue, be this perpetual. Now, what say our second daughter, my dearest Regan, what Cornwall speak?
I'm made of the self-same metal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short that I profess myself with enemy to all other joys which the most precious square of sense possesses, and find I'm alone felicitate in your dear highness, love.
Then poor Cordelia. Yet not so, since I'm sure my love is more ponderous than my tongue.
To thee and thy hereditary ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pressure that confer on Goneril. Now, our joy, although the last and least of our young love, the wine of France and milk of Burgundy, strive to be interested. What can you say to draw the third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty, according to my bond, no more nor less.
Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest you may mar your fortune.
Good, my lord. You've begat me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit, obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters asked me if they say they love you all? Haply when I show it, that lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with them, half my care and duty. Sure shall never marry like my sisters, to love my father all.
Goes thy heart with this?
Ay, my good lord.
So young and so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth and me, thy power. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, from whom we do exist cease to be. Now I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity, and prompting of blood, and as a stranger of my heart and me, hold thee from this forever.
With my liege.
Kent, come not between the dragon and his wrath. Hasten to find my sight! Call France! Hussars! Call Burgundy! Cornwall, Albany. With my two daughters, dower, Duchess the third, let pride, which she calls Planet, marry her! I do invest you, joining my power, preeminence, ourselves by money cost, with the reservation of 100 knights by you to be sustained. Shall our both make it you by due turn? We shall retain our name and all the addition to the king. The sway, revenue, the execution of the rest, beloved son, be yours.
Royally, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my master followed.
Pen. The bow is bent and drawn. Make it for the cat!
Let it fall rather, though the fork invade the region of my heart. Be kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wouldst thou do, old man? Thinkst thou the duty shall have dread to speak, with power to flattery bows?
Kent, on thy life. Never!
Life I never held but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies.
Out of my sight!
See better, Lear. Let me still remain the true blank of thine eye.
Now, by Apollo!
Thou by Apollo, king, thou swearest thy gods in vain!
Oh, father, misbear!
Revoke thy gift. Whilst I can bid clamor from my throat, I will tell thee thou dost evil!
Hear me! O thy allegiance, hear me! This thou hast sought to make us break our vow, which we thus never yet take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee for provision to shield thee from the disaster of the world. And on the 6th, take thy hated back upon our kingdom. And if the 10th following day, this banished rank be found in our dominion, that moment is thy death. Away by Jupiter, and this shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well, king. Sith thus thou wilt appear,
Freedom lives hence, and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, who justly thinkst and hast most rightly said. In your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus, Kinto princes bids you all adieu. Will shape his old course in a country new.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
Right. Noble Burgundy, we first address towards you. What in the list? Will you require in present dower with her or cease your quest of love?
Most royal majesty, I claim no more than hath your highness offers, nor will you tender this.
Right, Noble Burgundy. When she was dear to us, we did hold her so. But now, her pride is fallen. There she's there. She's there. She's yours.
I know no answer.
Will you? With infirmity she owes. Unfriended, new adopted to our heads, dower with our oath, stranger with our oath. Will you take her or leave her?
Pardon me, royal sir. Election make not up in such a condition.
Deliver her! By the power that made me, I'll tell you our wealth, and you, the great king, to a worth liking more worth it away than on a wretch, whom nature is almost to acknowledge her.
This is the most strange, that she will even but now was your best object. Balm of your age, the best, the dearest. Should the distress of time commit a sin so monstrous to dismantle so meaningful as favor?
I yet beseech your majesty. For if I want that glib and oily art to speak on purpose not, you make known it is no vicious blood, murder, or foulness that hath deprived me of your grace and favor, but only for want of that for which I am richer.
But thou hast not been born, than not to have pleased me better.
Is it but this, a tardiness in nature which often leaves the historian spots that instance to do? What say you to the lady, my lord of Burgundy? Will you have her? She's herself a dowry.
Royal king, give but the portion which you yourself propose. And here, I take Cordelia by the hand, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing else won!
I'm sorry then. You have so lost a father. But you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy, since that respect and fortunes are his love. I shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, that art must reach being poor, must choice forsaken, and must love despised. Tion thy virtues here says your point. Be it lawful, I take up was cast away. Gods, gods, tis strange that from their coldest neglect, my love kindled to unfriend respect. Your devil's daughter, king, is queen of us, of our, and our fair France.
Thou hast her, France, let her be thine. For we have no such daughter, nor shall never see the face of her again. Therefore be gone, without our grace, our love, our benison, come Noble Burgundy!
Bid farewell to your sister.
Jewels of her father. What dice Cordelia leaves you? I know you what you are. And as a sister most loath to call your faults as their names.
Prescribe not as our duty. Let your study be to content your lord, who hath received you at fortune's arms. You have obedience canted, and well worth the want that you have wanted.
Time shall unfold what blighted cunning hides.
Come, my father.
Sister, it is not little I have to say of what most nearly appertains to us both. think our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain, and with you, next month with us.
You see how full of changes his age is. He always loved her sister most.
Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time hath been but rash. Then must we look from his age to receive not alone the imperfections of long and rough condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness that infirm and choleric years bring with them.
Such inconstant starts are we like to have as this of Kent's banishment.
Pray, let us sit together. If our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us. We shall further think of it. We must do something. And in the heat.
Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that on some 12 or 14 moonshines leg of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, and my shape as true, as honest madam's issue, why brand they us with base? With baseness, bastardy, base, base. Who in the lusty stealth of nature takes more composition and fierce quality, doth within a dull, stale, tired bird go to the creating of whole tribe of forbes, go to in sleep and awake. Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's son is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this latter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the wish shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
And banished thus, and friends in color parted, and the king gone tonight. All these up in the gall. Edmund, what news?
So please your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No? What needed then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? Come, if it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech your pardon, sir. It is a letter from my brother that I have not all over it. And for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your looking.
Let's see, let's see. Give me the letter, sir.
I hope for my brother's justification. He wrote this but as an essay or taste of my virtue.
Let's see. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny. Come to me, that of these I may speak more. If our father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue and leave the beloved of your brother, Edgar. Conspiracy? Sleep till I wake him? You should enjoy half his revenue? When came he? Who brought it?
It was not brought me, my lord. There is the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your brother's?
I would fail think it were not.
It is his.
It is his hand, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Oh, villain! Villain! Bold villain! Unnatural, tested, Brutish villain, worse than brutish. Gossier. Seek him, I'll apprehend him. Abominable villain. Where is he?
I do not well know, my lord, but I dare pound down my life for him, that he had quit this to feel my affection to your honor and no other pretense of danger.
Think you so?
If your honor judge it meet, I'll place you where you shall hear of this, confer.
Cannot be such a monster.
No, it is not. Sure.
To his father, who so tenderly and entirely loves him. Heaven, earth, Edmund. Seek him out. Frame the business after your own wisdom. I would unstate myself to be in a due resolution.
I will seek him, sir, presently, as I shall find means, and acquaint you with all.
These late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to us. Though the wisdom of nature can reason it thus and thus, yet nature finds itself scourged by the sequent effects. Love cools, friendships falls off, brothers divide. In cities, mutinies, in countries, discord. In palaces, treason, and the bond cracked twixt son and father. Find out this villain, Edmund. It shall lose thee nothing. Do it carefully.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in our fortunes, often the surface of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters, the sun, moon, and star, as if we are villains on necessity. Fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, treacherous by a spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, adulterers by the enforced planetary influence, and all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of a whole masterman to lay his goat's disposition charge on a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity is under Ursa Major, so that it follows I'm rough and lecherous. For it should have been a man that I am, had the meridian star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Edgar, and back he comes, like the catastrophe of an old comedy. My cue is villainous melancholy and sign like a Tom of Bedlam.
How now, Brother Edmund? What serious contemplation are you in?
I'm thinking, brother, of a prediction that I read this other day. I should follow these eclipses.
Do you busy yourself with that?
I promise you, brother, that facts he writes of succeed unhappily, as if unnaturalness between the child and the parent, death, dissolution in ancient amities, divisions in states, menaces, malediction against king and noble, and I don't know what.
How long have you been a secretary astronomical?
When saw you my father last?
The night one, but.
Spake you with him?
Aye, 2 hours together.
Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by words nor countenance?
None at all.
Bethink yourself, wherein you may have offended him, and at my entreaty, forbear his presence, until some little time had qualified the heat of his displeasure.
Some villain had done me wrong.
That's my fear, brother. Regard me to my lodging, from whence I'll swiftly bring you to hear my lord speak. There's my key. Pray you. Away! Away! And if you do stir abroad, go armed.
Armed, brother.
Brother, I'm no honest man if there any good men toward you. Pray you. Away!
Shall I hear from you, Anna?
I do serve you in this business. Away! Away! a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harm that he suspects none. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lance by wit. All with me is meet that I can fashion fit.
How now? Did my father strike my gentleman for chiding of his fool?
Aye, madam.
By day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure it. His night Eurydice, and himself upbraids us on every trifle. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say I am sick. If you come slack of former services, you shall do well. The fault of it, I'll answer.
He's coming, madam. I hear you.
Put on what weary negligence you please, you and your fellows. I'd have it come to question. If he distastes it, let him to my sisters, whose mind and mine I know in that are one, not to be overruled. Idle, old man, that still would manage those authorities that he had given away. Now, by my life, old fools are babes again, and must be used with checks as flatteries when they are seen abused. Remember what I have said. I'll write straight to my sister to hold my very course. Prepare for dinner.
Well, madam.